okay when I act this way? I'll demand you stay. Oh, when you leave me, I'm crazy for you. I'm crazy for you, my love. I'm crazy, crazy, crazy.
All right. Don't listen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I go by the name of Caution, Mr. 700. Reporting live from what we call Thugs Mansion, Dallas, Texas, Allova Media Studios. You get the address from the website or something like that when you see it. I ain't gonna do that right here. I have a very illustrious guest in my studio, somebody I'm very happy to have here. Somebody I've recently found out about, which is exciting to find out about new artists that actually appease to my musical taste. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are, what your name is, and you know what you do.
Well, thank you for having me. My name is Minx, Minx, like a fur coat. Very cat-like, which is actually why I chose that. I'm from Arlington, Texas. I am a rapper. I am a singer. I do a little modeling here and there. I actually used to be on America's Next Top Model. Cycle 15. So I've done a little bit of everything, but right here, who I am now, I am an artist, and I love to rap.
Listen, I heard it, y'all. And what we're playing is a record called Blade in My Hand, and it's from the project called Stray, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay, cool. Sometimes you see a lot of fancy font, you think something says something else and it doesn't. I love this fucking song here.
I was actually surprised that you picked that one. Listen, I don't know if you saw the way we were sitting here looking. I'm like, okay, what is he gonna pick? I was very shocked that you chose that one.
Thought I was gonna go with some bar heavy shit or something.
I did.
Different kind of nigga, man.
That's all right. I love it.
That song is exceptional to me because of and I tell people this a lot because I talk to people about music, and I think some things are forced, right? Like certain things come off as forced and like very like, this is the industry standard, so I'm going to do as is, and like I'm going to make what I hear, like, because I see that that's successful. You see what I'm saying? But for you, there's a term that I like to call consequential greatness, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Something that happens because it was just fucking supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? And so I hear in these records, like, I don't hear like an over concentrated writing concept. I hear like natural progressions. And maybe I'm speaking more so for the ballads or the slower songs, maybe. But like songs like that and like How Does It Feel are just fucking exceptional to me. So round of applause for being an artist that I never heard before, but still leaving me to want more. So if you can, just talk about your motivation for this project and like, you know, how that came about.
That's crazy because I actually had no idea where I was going with this project. I had an idea, but it's a long story. I'll try to make it short. There was a lot of obstacles that kept me from making the tracks that I wanted. A lot of beats were being sold before I could purchase them. You know, my ex actually shattered one of my phones that had everything in there. So it was a lot of trauma that I was going through, which I think is what you're hearing in those songs. So I was able to salvage the few that I had. Shout out to Super, by the way. Super is the one that actually made that song, Blade in My Hand, How Does It, and a few other rap tracks. But long story short, it just got to a point where I said, you know what, I'm gonna take whatever I do have because I think I'm great. Exactly. And if it's not good, I can always come up with something better. But let me focus on what I do have. Let me share the trauma that I do have. It wasn't the project that I wanted, but I felt like what I had left over was what was needed.
Right.
You know, I couldn't save everything, but maybe I didn't need all of that. But what was left over is what you're hearing on the album.
Gotcha.
So I wish I could have had more R&B on there. That's a lot of what I lost. But I don't know. It came out fine. A lot of the rap, like I said, I love to rap.
No,
a lot of the rap tracks, I think
fine is like a short sell, because I think if you hear you initially, especially if you hear like the rap songs, you're more aggressive. It's like the artists in different genres, it's like the opposite damn near.
Absolutely. Well, Minx is the rapper. My real name is Kristen. That's who you hear singing.
Gotcha.
And I actually gave my rap name later on in life. I didn't know who I wanted to be, but I was always singing first.
So singing came first. I was going to ask you that question as well.
Yeah, I've been singing since I was 11. That came first. And then after a while, I picked up a real bad habit of smoking, which I no longer do, but I don't know, I got really insecure, and I thought, man, I don't sound as good as I used to. I'm a lot more raspy. My voice is deeper.
Gotcha.
And I didn't like it. When my homeboy said, man, shut up and spit that shit.
Right.
Because you're a phenomenal writer. He was like, just spit it.
Shout out to
and
him.
I enjoyed it so much that I picked that habit up. So that's why I prefer to rap, but singing is still a part of my soul. Absolutely.
So, in your style, even hearing you talk and seeing you and like listening to the rap songs, it's like
they don't match.
It doesn't match at all. And that's why even when you do the modeling thing in there, it's like, well, that fits the bill. Okay, I get that. I get the singing part. But I still think there's like, and I talk about this a lot, a threshold with like artists that are still trying to find their way, right? And so you can sometimes hear the imperfections in an artist, and you want to give them tips or critiques to make them be better. And that's why I say, so very rarely does an artist have something that I'll play again myself. You see what I'm saying? And how old is this project? When did this come out?
Oh man, so I just dropped this April 20th, 19th.
Okay.
But some of those songs are like 5 years old.
Gotcha.
When I tell you, I've been sitting, I've been trying to get just a decent project out for a long time. But like I said, there was so many obstacles, music being stolen, music being lost, my phone being shattered, and me having to start from scratch. And these, like I said, were the few I was able to salvage and keep. But what you're hearing is what you're hearing, can't even talk right, is years old, except for Well, which is the last.
It's the last one.
That one I probably wrote maybe February. January, but everything else on there is extremely old.
Is there another project in the works?
Not yet.
Not yet? What's the hold up? What's keeping you from doing it?
So my manager is really good at what she does, and she always says, before you can be an artist that just drops a lot of music, people need to know who you are first.
Facts.
I can drop 10 albums, but if they're not even listening to one, what's the point? So I want to be established first. I want to get myself my fan base. I want to like doing interviews and stuff. I want to learn this game.
Gotcha.
So next time I drop my second album, I have better insight. I've been doing this type of thing. So it's not a rush. It's not a delay either. I'm just letting the divine intervention do its thing, and hopefully it takes me where I need to be.
Follow the calling. Do you do all the writing yourself?
I do.
Interesting.
I write. I do my own beat selection. If it doesn't touch my soul or I don't feel it, I don't care how good it is. And I need to work on that, but I'm a little stubborn. If it doesn't work for me, I can't do it.
Well, there's times and instances where you can, but it's still based upon like what you feel. If you don't feel something, I think it's hard to do. And that's just in general in life for everything, right? If something doesn't feel 100% comfortable to you, you're always going to be apprehensive about it. So I get it. I think the one thing that I did take away is like a very like soulful. And like I said, maybe I went into the project expecting rap, and it doesn't take much for me to get what I want from rap. Like I'm gonna get it immediately. Either I'm gonna hear it within the first 15 to 20 seconds of your song, like okay, I want to keep listening, or I'm gonna turn it off because it's not my kind of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You like what you like.
Right. So those are easy for me to decipher. I think the R&B records are more so what drew me to the project, because those are the ones. Those type of songs are the ones that are hardest to come up with, especially on your own. That's why I asked, did you write everything yourself?
So? That's awesome.
I think so, because I don't think you can do those kind of records like unorganically. You see what I mean? They have to derive from something, and that's kind of why I asked what was the motivation behind it, because you can hear the pain in it.
Real life.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, so you have to live through those experiences to be able to make it translate to the music, which is where the relatability and like people, artists type of deal. So, how long had you been recording prior to making that project?
So just to make sure I'm understanding the question, like just experiencing being in the studio?
Just, professionally.
I am 35. I have been physically in the booth recording, working on ad-libs, like getting that feel for it since I was 21.
Okay.
20. It was my first year in college. I was 20.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you put your 10,000 hours in. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. And I see you do a lot of performing as well.
I do.
Which aspect would you say that you prefer, the creation part or the performance aspect of it?
That's hard to answer. I would initially say the creation. Initially, I love coming up with music. I got friends that come up. We're gonna just freestyle for hours and make music. I think it's like making a baby that everybody enjoys making the child. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would initially say that, but it's something about performing, something about seeing everything that I heard in my mind being played out loud, and that energy, turning into somebody else on the stage and getting this amazing feedback and this amazing love. It's like, appreciation of what you did in the booth.
Facts.
So it's really hard to pick, because in the moment of recording, I'm gonna tell you this is the best feeling ever.
Right.
But when I perform it, I'm gonna be like, nah, this is the best. Yeah.
I always ask artists that question because when you see the difference, I think the reception is always what drives you. Because you get out there and you present something that came from nothing. This is something that we created from scratch. To see people respond to it, whether negatively or positively, however they choose to feel about it, I think that feeling you can't take away.
Yeah,
like
it's
that,
unmatched.
Yeah, especially if you're a stage kind of person.
Yeah, it's like a high in a sense.
Yeah,
you know,
you forget everything. I think you get up there and you see the eyes on you, but you get to be whoever you want to be.
Yeah, because in the booth, it's me just enjoying my art, my craft, what I deem special. But being on stage, that's when it's, from me, the first time being shared with everybody, because I don't see your reaction when you listen to it on the CD. I'm not even there.
Right.
But when I'm on stage, that is my first time like really seeing everybody else enjoying what I brought to life.
Right.
And there's no better high than that.
Gotcha.
You know, I've had shows where I'm looking out and there's people in there and I'm like, damn, how does she know my lyrics? Like, turns me up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I walk off that stage, I mean, get off me, don't nobody touch me. Like, I'm the shit right now. And that high, ask my wife, it takes days for it to die down.
Yeah.
I'm in bed smiling like this, like, shit, I can't wait to go to work and I don't want to go to that motherfucker.
Facts. It just shows you what awesome. Like you work for. It's a culmination of all the hard work you put into it. So it's definitely different. I think being in the studio is cool because the creation aspect of it, being able to piece things together, get it exactly how you want it. You know, those things are cool because if you're into that kind of atmosphere, like, are you like a in the studio all the time kind of person? Do you record yourself? Like, what's your process?
No, when I was younger, I used to record myself because I had a hard time. And keep in mind, I'm working with people who, no shade to them, but they're learning their craft.
Yeah, still working.
So it's like, I know what I hear, but I can't get him to pull out what I want. So I wanted to be involved. Okay, well, let me get in there and help record some spots on this. Let me turn this up. Let me turn this down. So in the beginning, I was recording myself, and then I had a team that I worked with, and they did all the recording. But as far as me being in the booth all the time, I used to be when I was younger. Didn't have a job. I had that freedom to just do that. But with or without a job, I would still keep the same momentum that I'm doing now, which is focus on the craft, get in that studio, and instead of spending my time, 3-4 hours in the booth that I paid for to not get work done, I work on that shit at the house.
Right.
And then I'm coming to the studio and I'm gonna lay it down. I can do 3 or 4 songs in 2 hours. I kid you not, because I've done so much preparation. I can sing the same song 3 or 4 times in a row. It will sound the exact same.
Gotcha.
I try to make sure that perfection, that craft, because even now, I remember we were me and my wife were rehearsing for I think audition for a show, and I don't know what was going on with me that day. It wasn't hitting right, and she was like, no, because normally when you sing this song, there's a feeling behind it, gotcha, and we need that same feeling. So I prefer to get it at home. So when I come into the booth, when I go to a show, it's exactly what you're looking for, and it's gonna sound like that track every time you play it on that album.
Facts. What's your process in getting prepared for your creation? Like when you're getting ready to go in and make a song, like, are you sitting down in a room by yourself, complete quiet and just the music?
No.
Or like are you a writer first?
I'm a writer first, but it depends on the song. Sometimes, like both of those songs, Blade in My Hand and How Does It, ironically, How Does It gets my favorite on the entire album. And I recorded both of those the same day. I was in tears that day. You can feel it. They have the same energy. Both of those songs, I probably wrote within 30 minutes flat, probably less than that. Sometimes I don't know, I can't help it. Like the cosmos tell me what it needs to be said. It's so easy for me. And then I have other songs like Well, that I actually have to sit there and think, okay, I got this verse, I don't know what to do with the second verse, and I sat on it for weeks trying to figure out what I want to do. So it just kind of depends, but it always starts with the beat. Right. If I like the beat, it's going to be super easy for me to figure it out. Gotcha. If it's a beat that I think may do well on the radio, I think has a different sound, and I want to challenge myself, because it's a challenge, it doesn't come to me as fluently as the other tracks. So it always starts with the beat. What does the beat tell me?
Gotcha.
And I go from there.
Do you ever feel like those kind of things hamper your creation when you're thinking in terms of those kind of things? Like I want to make a song that can play in certain arenas or certain, like a club type of vibe or a radio feel. Do you ever feel hampered to do that if that's not like the natural progression of what you want to do?
And I think it's because I just like making music. So I may genuinely have one day where I wake up and say, I want to make some ass shaking music today, and that's not even my type of thing, but why not? Can I do it?
Right.
I may just have this random thought to just try and challenge myself because I want to be able to touch anything.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, if it's a song I'm making, I like it before anybody else does, and that's why I wanted to make it.
What would you say some of your goals are that you want to accomplish, whether short term or long term, within what you're doing right now?
I want to have a lot of longevity. I don't aspire to be the best because I'm in competition with nobody. You know, I think the moment you try to focus on the next person, you fall off. I want to focus on me. I want to be the best that I can be, and I want to have longevity. Like, I give Snoop props all the time. The fact that he's been in the game for I don't know how long, and it doesn't matter what he does, he's always relevant.
Right.
You know, I want to do that. I want to be here another 10 years and not sound like 10 years ago. I'm still keeping up with the times, and I still sound current. So my long-term goal is to find a way to make my mark and to keep it. Short-term would be I want to do bigger shows, man. I just want to get, because I'm not shy at all. You give me an audience, I'm gonna kill it. Okay. But I would like a larger following. I would like a bigger stage, just because of that, you know, that excitement that it gives me. I haven't experienced that yet, so that's my short-term goal. Gotcha. I'll get there, but you know.
What'd you say was like your biggest show that you've ever done? Like, as far as people-wise, how many people was there?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't, man, less than 100.
Gotcha.
Less than 100.
As far as the reception of the music, you feel like people universally felt it for what?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. I can say it confidently, especially when I do Mesmerize. It shakes the room.
I can see that.
And I don't want to say I wasn't confident, but I'm inside looking out. Right. So I'm not a consumer of my music as others are. I don't see what they see. But when I perform that song, I mean, it'll be quiet. It could be as loud as possible. Everybody in that motherfucker shuts up and they listen. And when I start getting that, you know, that understanding, like, okay, cool, you know, you really doing something. Exactly. I want to get a bigger room so I can feel that on a bigger level.
Right. And that's why I was asking, because, you know, with music, it comes in phases. And so it's kind of like, and they call it the game or whatever you want to call it, but it's like each level to it, you know, when you've accomplished enough at that level.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so I can understand that from that perspective. Like, you want to keep challenging yourself at every stage to say, I've accomplished this, and continue to see the growth. And
then you find a new goal, and then you max that out, and then you find another goal. I think it's important to have something that you're ambitious about, something that keeps you going. Gotcha. You know, because I feel if I was to get everything I asked for tomorrow, then I'd be like, well, what next? Right. You know?
No, that's true. How would you describe your sound to someone who's never heard you before?
Okay, I actually get asked that a lot. I would consider myself to be, and I always switch it up because I don't think I sound like any of these people, but to give you an idea, because I do know that I'm soulful. So I would say, like, you know, I give like a little bit of an Erykah Badu sometimes. I could do a little Lauryn Hill sometimes. I got a little mix of J. Cole if need be, but I rap hard. I got a little glow in me sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
So I would say more so adjectives without names.
Because I don't really have one lane. Exactly. I do so many different things. It's like, well, if I'm exposing myself to someone new, instead of me describing myself as an artist, I'd have to pick one song. And say, well, let me give you this song, and on this song, it's going to give you these vibes. Right. Because me spitting well, and Bentley is not the same person that did Mesmerize and How Does It. That sounds like two different people.
It does.
So I couldn't give you one artist. That artist doesn't do both of those things.
It would probably even be hard to choose an audience to, like, when you're choosing a performance per se, what's the audience of where I'm going, and how does this music tailor to said audience?
Yes. And I rely heavily on my manager for that, because she's really good at kind of getting a scope of where we're going to be. Okay, who's the person that even offered this to us, that gave us this idea? Well, everybody, this person that offered it, every show that they go to, it's all jazz. It's all, so clearly I might need to stick to my singing songs. Gotcha. If this person told us about this event, all they do was rap, I might need to stick to rapping. Yeah. But you're right, it is hard in that moment to try to figure out what song do I pull out the vault to please the crowd that came here to see a show. Especially knowing which songs you perform best, right? So, like, if you know, hey, I know every time I've done this song, I fucking killed it. It doesn't matter where I do it, how I do it, but then you go to a show that doesn't really tailor to that audience and you have to switch it up. But it's good that you have a lot of records that you can do that with. Yeah. Like, and I mean, the shock value, I think, plays a huge factor. I may go somewhere and I rap and they're calm. I'm like, okay, well, let me flip this shit and sing something real quick. And then just the fact that I did both of those good.
Yes.
Sometimes just the shock value, like, wait a minute, this is the same person up here?
Because there's a lot of attempts at it. Like, people attempted a lot.
People attempt.
So, don't get me wrong. I hear it a lot. But to be able to do it gracefully is different.
Yeah.
It's definitely different. A lot of singing as a kid. Like, were you like a kid that sung when you were younger?
I couldn't shut the hell up.
Yeah, I'm hoping. See,
I couldn't shut the hell up.
Yeah, I got a small daughter that does that a lot. I'm hoping that transcends into, you know what I'm saying, to that, because I know the motivation comes from as a kid. Like, as an artist, you ask most artists when they start to tell, I've been rapping since I was 10. I've rapped since I was 8. And so I guess that transcending, you know, as you get older, that turning into more of a something that.
But I also had a family that were very supportive of it. You know, my mom would be like, hey, baby, come in here and sing a little song you made the other day. And I pull out my little keyboard and I'm banging off key. But, you know, everybody saw that it was something that I thoroughly enjoyed. So every year she's putting me in shows and, you know, it's small stuff, but it's obvious that craft was being catered to.
Gotcha.
So I never even felt shy. I felt like this is what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Because I get nothing but positive responses when I do it. So even if it wasn't my dream or my passion, it always felt like it was something that I was okay to do.
Gotcha.
I felt comfortable doing. Started at home.
If you can name something outside of music that people wouldn't know outside of that you're interested in, what would it be? Art. I can paint. Paint my ass off. I'm a Renaissance woman, baby. Nice.
I do music, poetry. When I say I can paint my ass off, I can paint my ass off. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but it just wasn't something that music trumps all that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's something with creatives to where there's always a multifaceted type approach. Like, we can go into whatever direction that we choose because you can't limit creativity, I guess. And so it just kind of bursts through the seams with other shit. You like, I always ask people that, like, what else do you do outside of this? Like, I asked the artist the other day, like, what's something you into that people know? And he was like, cooking. I was like, oh shit, I would have never guessed that. You know what I'm saying? So,
and how dare he not bring you a plate?
How dare
like,
you?
Like, what? Come feed me.
No. What do you listen to?
So I like a bunch of weird shit, man. I like Japanese music. I like K-pop. I just like music. I like jazz. I like rap. I don't listen to it as much, even though I do it. I don't listen to it as much. Love me some R&B. But more than anything, I am known for putting on some instrumentals. Literally, you ain't gotta say shit. Just give me some instrumentals. I'm cool on that. That's probably my number one go-to. So especially when I listen to movies, I love soundtracks.
Gotcha.
Love soundtracks.
Yeah, there was a time where the soundtrack was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It was a big deal. You made it on certain records. I mean, you made it on certain movie soundtracks, and that determined, like, you know, your promotion and your visibility and and
not even the soundtracks with lyrics. I mean, like,
you mean like scores type of deal?
Yes.
Okay.
It's something about the movie that you're watching, and the girl just broke up with her boyfriend, and she's crying at the train tracks, and he's running like, I'm so sorry, and it has that music that builds up. Like, that shit will sit in my mind. I'm in the shower, like, damn, I can't get over that scene. Like,
it'll make a difference.
It's the music,
make or break a scene. Exactly. No,
that's the music that I like.
That's true. Now, I heard you say you do some modeling.
I did.
Okay. Yeah. You did.
Well, because I'm at the point now where I have to pick one thing at a time to focus on.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I don't want to lie and be like, oh yeah, I'm on the cover. I'm not active with any of that right now.
Right,
but is it something that I'm against? Absolutely not. Now, when I was doing it, I did Top Model. Me and my sister, we both were on that platform. Nice. Yeah.
Very demanding, one would say.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
I mean, I would think so from the outside looking in, but I guess when it's something that you love, you don't look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's something that comes naturally to you.
I mean, if I'm going to put in work, effort, blood, sweat, tears, and put my money behind it, why not be something that I'm just as proud to do?
Gotcha.
Because I'm a difficult person if I don't want to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'll get it done, but I'm going to have a fat ass attitude. You know what I mean? And that's not fair to anybody else. Let me give you the best parts of me. Let's do something that we all want to do.
Gotcha.
So right now, music has been that focus.
Right. When you're in search of like producers for a project, what's your process there? Like, do you go with somebody you used to working with, or do you I'm
a real open book on that. I don't really care who it is. Let me hear what you have. Let me see what your style is. Because sometimes I hear some producers, they're great at what they do, but they sound like somebody else. Right. And that's not a bad thing, but it's okay. If it comes to my rap, I'm very open. When it comes to me singing, different. I need to hear it, and it brings me to tears because I like sad songs. I'm a sad girl when it comes to music.
You think it's easier to work with one producer solely for a whole project, or do you think it's better to spice it up with different
I like
ones?
to spice it up with different ones.
Okay.
I'd much rather you listen to my project and be like, damn, every song on here is somebody different.
Right.
Because again, it shows I can work with anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, am I against it? Absolutely not. I got some people right now that I would love to do the entire project, but you don't sound like this guy, and that's what I like.
I think if you're trying to achieve like a cohesive sound, maybe like one sound throughout, I think the only problem with that sometimes it gets stagnant because there's no variation, and so you kind of pigeonhole yourself into one specific thing.
Yeah, I think Kendrick is good at that. I love Kendrick, his projects as a whole, the way it moves fluidly. Because even though he has a consistent feel, every song will be off the chain. Or Tyler the Creator, he's the same way.
Facts.
That Flyboy album was off the chain, and everything was excessively different, but it had. I don't know, it sounded like the same person did it, even though, he makes a lot of his own shit,
right.
which is why he's complimentary to himself. But I like a little unorthodox.
Yeah, I think you can have a base or a foundation for a project and build upon that, but I think if you are having others contribute, they need to come with the same.
Absolutely. I just wanted to feel like it was all made under the same roof, even if it was all different people. Do we all sound collectively like a team, or does it sound like I just slapped some shit on here?
Because it'll sound that way, like a playlist or some shit or a compilation type of deal.
Yeah, that was my main concern with this album I put out, because everything was all over the place. I'm like, I just hope it sounds like it's from the same home. And not me adopting random
I think
shit.
the only thing I would say in that aspect regarding that would be if you stripped the rap songs away and made them their own project, and the singing songs its own project, you would get two totally different.
That's funny that you said that. I was just telling my manager the other day, I said, you know what, I want to do you remember when Outkast did their Speaker Box and Love Below dual album, and one was the singing and one was rap? I would love to do that.
Oh yeah, side A and B.
Side A and side B. That way you get the best of both worlds. So, if I was doing a concert, a tour, I can just do the singing one, and whoever wants to come to that one is fine. And then I'll have another tour 6 months later for the rap. You can come to that. And I think that would satisfy everybody, including myself. I don't have to pick and choose. I got a project for both. Right. So it's funny that you say that.
How do you feel like the area that you're in, as far as like where you live or where you push your music, how do you feel like they're receptive to what you're doing, and like, do you feel like it's worth it to expand outside of that right now, or are you just trying to lock in where you at?
Good question. I've actually never thought about that in that aspect. I just either you like it or you don't, and I've rarely had people say they don't. I'm pretty sure eventually there'll be somebody, and that's fine. I'm not for everybody, but I've never been put into an area where I've had to sit here and think about that. Well, maybe I shouldn't move around. Maybe I should. Every time I do a show, every time I showcase, we had an Uber the other day. And I was like, hey, I'm just gonna put on my album for you. And she was like, oh yeah, this shit hard. So I feel like I get shown a lot of love regardless of where I'm at. And I'm just gonna try to continue to push here and outwards.
Yeah. Do you think it'll take... Okay, so let me ask you this question. And this is one of the ones on my list that I like to ask artists. Okay, with what you know about the music industry as a whole, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is. What are you doing to avoid some of the things that you've seen others fall victim to? Like whether it be, manipulative processes, bad contracts, record labels preventing you from putting out music. It's like, in a sense, as an artist, you try to get into an industry that doesn't necessarily lend itself to the artist. So like, what are some of the things that you see that can...
First and foremost, I try to develop a solid team. Because, for example, I have a wonderful manager, and she's going to do half the research before I even have to. Right. And I'm honored that she believes in this project and this craft and everything I can do just as much as I do. Right. So I can say, hey, I want to work with these people, and she'll be like, let me do some research. Come back the next day, I'm like, nope, because 85% of the people that work with this person, so this is an issue. So just for a start, I need to make sure I have a solid team, because it does take a team. I can't be everywhere at one place. Thanks. I think once I get me the rest of the people I need on my team, focusing on what our goal is, what are we all trying to do, I know that there are going to be some hiccups. I know there will be, but I think being solid with myself and what I'm wanting, how far are you willing to go? I think gets a lot of people fucked up as well, because they're so anxious. They're so ready that they sign deals and make agreements with things that they thought was one thing and it's not. So I think also not being so gung-ho. Know who you are, know your worth, know what you want, and take some time to make these decisions before you just jump in and make a decision you can't fix. Yeah. So I think that's my start, just taking my time, getting a solid team. What do I want? How far am I willing to go for it? And then just go from there. Look everything through, be thorough. You know, get a lawyer and have them double check some of this stuff. You know, I just think you have to be cautious in the industry.
Yeah, I think some of the pitfalls that people fall victim to are kind of like repeated stories. And I hate to see it because it's not like we didn't have examples of it. And so sometimes I think it's just how bad do you want something?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Or how good does it sound? How much money are we talking? And they see that. And then it's just like it blinds them from everything. You've been working on this all your life. Is it even worth that much that they're offering you? You know, sometimes you have to bite that bullet and say no and wait and stay independent. You know, that's okay.
That's true. Do you still have the desire, the want or a desire to be like a superstar?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. I'm at the point now where I just want to get paid doing what I love. Like I want this to be my job, if that makes sense.
So residuals out of it.
Yeah, if big stardom comes with it, that's fine. I'm not going to stop my blessing, but is that my aim? Not at all. Beyonce can be Beyonce, Minx will be Minx. I'm okay with that. But if I can make a living off of this, I can leave something behind for my kids. You know, nobody in my house has to work because I'm making it happen. That's what I want.
Yeah, I ask a lot of artists that, especially, I mean, I do a lot of interviews with maybe like artists that are a little bit older. And I always ask that question because I like to know is that the end game for you? Or is it about sustainable income or like providing wealth for the family that you can pass down, generational type shit? Because I think it'll change the scope of what you're after. Like if I'm really after this, I think the goal of a superstar is you have to be dedicated to this shit 100% every day in and out. There can be nothing else. Like, and so I think when I ask that question, it's like a lot of times people don't understand why I'm asking. And I'm asking because it's like, how much are you willing to give to accomplish what you're willing to get after? So absolutely. Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's a good tale of like where an artist is and what comes next for him. But
yeah, I just want to be able. That's it. And like I said, I won't block my blessings. If you can't help if you blow up.
Facts.
You can't help that, you know, but I just want to be able. I want to continue and I want to be here for a long time. And if I can be permitted that, God knows I'm happy.
Facts. At least, you know, let me do what I love and get some form of gratification from it.
Absolutely. You know buy me a few cars. I want to go to Dubai every other weekend just because I'm not asking for much. Just a new Bentley or two.
Yeah, especially considering these days, I think the big thing now is like streaming and what's real and what's not, right? And so I think now we're getting back to a phase of like people want tangible products. A lot of my favorite artists have jumped back into the vinyl game to where they're putting out these, you know, they're still putting out records, physical records so people can purchase. And, you know, I go to a lot of shows, a lot of hip hop shit, and like, you know, I still see people show up with the vinyls in hand to get them signed.
That's classic.
And so it gives you hope that like maybe things can revert and go back to where people wanted actual physical sales and things like that. And I think if you have a direct to consumer approach, then it's a win. I think streaming sometimes it strips down, you know, what you should be getting out of it.
Yeah, and I think it takes away, I don't know the right term for it, but like you said, it's something that's tangible. Like I remember I had homeboys, I used to go with them and help them sell CDs out their trunk.
Yep.
But it was having that direct consumer, like you said, that conversation, and then they may not even want to listen to your music, but after having a conversation with you, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this nigga cool as hell." Like I'm gonna support it. Yeah. So I think streaming kind of takes away that middleman of being personable with your fans or your consumers, because now you don't have to say anything. I drop my song and you do the rest. And I don't know, it's not fake, but it's definitely not as sincere as it used to be.
It's an illusion, I think, as well.
That's a good word for it.
Because there's a way to mask productivity through said number of streams, right? So if I go look at your page, and I'm a Spotify person, if I go to Spotify and I see you got 175,000 monthly listeners, I'm like, okay, you know, they doing something, okay? But it's like, are those real? It's hard to even know these days if that's even real. Like especially if it's somebody local. If you're somebody local and you're doing over 50,000 monthly listeners and I've never heard a song of yours, I feel like there's a problem there. So how do you feel about like your approach to getting your music out there? How do you feel about music videos as well? Because I don't think I may need to be directed to.
I just dropped a music video.
Okay.
Cool, I have one mic drop. That's technically a music video, but it's not, you know, it's not like what what I would define a music video. I finally just dropped one, and we've been working on getting that set up, but that's been a process.
Okay.
Shit costs. People got lives. We got to figure out a way to catch everybody when they're ready, and then coming up with concepts, renting venues. So I love music videos, and my manager tells me this all the time. People like to see things. You know, I can sit here and say all day, "Oh, album dropping next month," and then you swipe up and it's just a photo. I don't want to see that shit. Yeah, give me an idea of what I'm getting into. Yeah. So I think visuals are very important. Yeah, especially like you said with the streams and stuff. I mean, let me see what I'm getting into, because a lot of shit can be bought. Right. Likes can be bought. Fans can be bought. You know, you go to my page, I'm probably just now hitting the thousands, but all of those people are organic. Organically done. It's a small amount, but it's very organic.
No, that's a fact. What would be something that you feel like you can improve upon that would help you be more successful to achieve those goals that you talked about earlier?
Man, patience is one. I'm eager to do a lot of things, and I know for a fact patience is one thing I need to do. I need to dedicate a little bit more time as well, because sometimes my wife got to stomp on my neck.
Facts. You got to have that
get your ass up.
Facts.
Do what you said you was gonna do, and I just be like, I'm tired. I work today, and this is what comes with the game. You know, how bad do you want it? So I tend to fight a lot against the things that I really want to do. I'm not in the mood to do it. That's not how this works. So I think patience and applying more pressure is definitely two things I need to work on. I'm sure there's a longer list, but those are the first two that I think are the most important. Yeah. Gotcha.
That's interesting. Patience, especially in this industry and what you're after, because I think the instant fame or the instant overnight success kind of is
I think that illusions fuck people up, because we've seen it happen to people, but that's like.
But then it creates this thing where there's no formula to how you got there, and so when it's time to replicate it, like you don't even know what you did to do it.
Don't even know what you did.
Yeah, I think that's a tough one. Yeah, because I know a lot of people that's had like some success with music. Along those lines, excuse me, and I don't see him anymore. I don't, but I'm a big fan of an artist like Currency, and he puts out music so much, and you would be able to even keep up with it. But you should go to Currency show. Every one of them sold out.
I love Currency. Big credit. I love
definitely. Yeah. The lifestyle, the blog era. Like I'm big on that type of deal. Like I actually work with a production company called Galaxy 9. Shout out to Galaxy 9, the Clockwork Music. They put on like booking. They're booking for all the major artists along those lines. So I just came off the tour with Currency, like doing the media and shit like that, the behind the scenes. So it was super dope to see like people still appreciating an artist, putting out music organically, connected with the fans, and also the merch. I think that's a big deal too. Like that's one of the things that I learned that people look for as well, because if they can't buy a project in hand, they'll buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know
and that's crazy when you were just talking about how things should be tangible. Yeah. And it's like it's been replaced, because merch back in the day I don't think was as popular, because we were buying CDs and records, and so I think merch has gradually replaced physical CDs and things of that nature, because merch is very popular. Every artist I've talked to, everybody that's been somewhere that can give me some advice, that is one thing they always say: you need to get you some merch.
Just don't put your face on it. That's the only thing. It's like, give me something creatively that comes from you, a concept. I just hate every rapper that I see that puts their face on their t-shirt. Like, bro, I don't want to walk around with your face on the t-shirt.
I mean, and that's something that I can go print it off of Google. You know, if you're really popping like that, I can find your face.
There's nothing creative.
There's nothing creative about that.
I mean, if you Michael Jackson or something, okay.
Well, that's different. Beyonce.
Right, Beyonce.
Everybody want her face.
I'm not putting MC such and such from around the corner on my shirt, walking around all day with it on. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. Like, I throw in a black t-shirt. For real. But no, I think it's dope. And I think you saying the team aspect, because that's important.
It is. It takes a team.
And nothing you can do on your own. There's absolutely nothing, especially not in this shit. Like, what's the old Drake saying? You can't live and hold a camera. Somebody's got to tape it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's impossible to do.
It is.
Yeah. What do you think are the most important facets of a team?
And it's crazy. Shout out to my girl, Honey. Honey actually put me on game the other day. I knew what she was saying, but I didn't. I thought I understood the concept, but she really put me on game to say that you need to have people who believe in your craft just as much as you do.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying have people that are, that their life revolves around you. Not at all. But remember I was saying earlier, like, you can't make me do something I don't want to do. I want to do where my heart is at.
Right.
Having a team that feels just as passionately about this as you do, I think is the number one thing you should have, because they're going to take care of my child the same way I would.
Same way you would.
They're going to get on my ass when I'm slipping the same way my wife would. You know, and I think having that support team that is strong on their own, but together we're a force.
Right.
That means everything.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is finding people that are like as passionate at what they do as what you do.
Correct.
And because you can't have somebody. The biggest lesson I learned in the past is like, okay, you got a group of niggas that rap or something. But if everybody's a rapper, nobody's doing nothing.
Nobody's doing anything,
right? So that's one of those things. Like, are you okay being?
What's your lane?
Yeah. Are you okay being a personal assistant? Are you okay being the producer only? Are you okay with being the video guy?
And I also think that plays into, am I getting a team and giving them a role?
Facts.
Or am I finding somebody that already does this?
Yeah. Because,
so like my videographer, he does this. I didn't go to him and say, hey, you my nigga, let me put you on. Not at all. Because I'm not in the mood just giving out money for nobody.
Facts.
What is your job?
Nothing to learn on
and
my
let me
job.
pay you for your job because you're good at your job and you like using your job to lift me up because you like what I do.
Right.
So I think that also can kind of play out what's happening, because I think a lot of people want to put their people on.
Yeah.
But you want to get your homeboy to be your mixer and engineer, and he ain't never touched a keyboard in his life.
Get him out of there.
Get him out of there. And I know he supports you, but that nigga don't know what the hell he doing.
Find
Get
what
somebody
he
that
does.
knows how to do that.
Facts.
Find what
Facts,
he
man.
does. So I've tried to make sure my team is nothing more than people who have a lane already.
Yeah.
And just want to bring it over here to my realm, and we can all build this
Just
together.
want to add a little sprinkle into what you
That's
got.
it.
Okay, what I do can help you, just even if it's a little bit.
That's it.
I think a lot of things another thing I find with people are they don't want to be a part of a team if it doesn't equal them having the results that they're looking for.
Right.
And that's tough to gauge though, because nobody's ever openly telling you, hey, I'm doing this so I can get in the same position that you're trying to get into. And so if we can have that conversation from the beginning, that's fine. But like if you secretly working behind my back against what I'm doing, it's tough, man. It's tough.
And we have those conversations with the group I have now. You know, like my videographer, I use him as another example. I don't ever try to keep him to myself. You know, I'm like, hey, this is a great thing. I build off you, you build off me. People see my work and they're like, man, who shot your shit? I be calling this nigga up right now for you.
Facts.
You know, I try to make sure that he knows, like, it's not just about me. It's about you as well. Because you make great work for me, I can bring people to you. And then he works with a lot of other people that are fabulous. Bring them to me and let's see what we can do. So we all eat with each other. We eat off of each other. And we love each other like a family. So there's no competition. Everybody has their lane. Let's grow together and let's see where we can end up. Yeah,
I hate being a part of them conversations. You part of the team.
Yeah, type shit.
Nigga, no, I'm not. No, I am not. Okay, definitely not a part of no teams. I don't like the link and build situations. I don't like to get to know. Like, I've been at this shit so long that it just feels like when you even approach me that way, it just feels like, bro,
like some bullshit.
What do you want, nigga? Like, what do you really and truly want? Because this ain't it. And I know it ain't it. But that's the other thing I've noticed within this industry is most people they're after what they can get after.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I think that's normal. I think especially in this industry, it's normal. What can you do for me?
Right.
I think that mindset, and I think that is okay if you have people that are okay, because it's a barter and trade.
Give and take.
Give and take. So I don't mind doing this for you, because I know in return, even without me having to ask, this is what I'm getting out of it. So I think as long as that conversation is being held, we have an understanding. Well, then let's do it.
Yeah.
But I think people are shysty and they don't want to tell you that.
Every time. Fucking
They don't wanna
snakes.
tell you
Where's
that.
my bomb sound effect? Just snakes in the grass that ulterior motives. They smile and give you weak handshakes.
They hit you in the car. That nigga said, I'm looking for some sounds right now.
Get away. Because it hampers so much. Like, I've had like glorious situations in life that come up, and the way that the other person I'm involved with acts publicly ruins it. So somebody says, I want to work with y'all because I like what y'all do as a collective. And now we infighting. And they don't want to fuck with me no more. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just little things like that I've experienced. Like, keep them out. It's cool. It's cool to have people around that work with you and they want to be around. But the minute somebody shows you that they are not with the cause, get them the fuck from around.
For real. Before they ruin it.
Don't let them ruin it. Because once they have a piece of it or they feel like they're a part of it, then for some reason it becomes theirs.
Yeah.
Even though you put in the blood, sweat, and tears, the sweat equity, you've given sacrifice time with your family, money out of your pocket, a person will still look you in your face and tell you something you did is theirs.
And I've met somebody like that we didn't have no follow. We worked great together, but it was like, that's not a person that I keep you behind scenes. Like when we work this way, and then when I go out in public eye, I don't take you with me. No beef.
No need.
I can't control how you act. I can't control what you say. You know, or you get too drunk and start doing too much. So I think you can have you a team, but sometimes they don't need to go everywhere with you.
Right.
Do your business and move on.
Yeah,
I'll come see you next Tuesday at 8 and we meet up.
Nah, facts.
You know,
and you can deal with people in different facets. I think when people see success, right, and they see things that work, they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And so naturally people gravitate towards you like, man, I see what you're doing, Minx. Your music I love the videos. I just want to help. Sometimes those intentions are well, and like people just play a role. Like I got people that like just cook, and so like if there's an event, they'll be like, hey, I can come cater for y'all, and it's like those are the people I need around.
Yeah. Or
you know, I run a sneaker store. If y'all doing an event where y'all giving away or like raffling shit off, y'all can come up here and do it, or we'll contribute a pair. Like those kind of people I've learned are more important than the homeboy that goes everywhere I go to just rolls blunts and like tries to scout out women for you. Like, come on, bro, I can do without you.
That's the definition of just a tag along.
Fucking liability.
Yep.
And I've also noticed with access in these events or things that you do, it is very limited. So you can't even get niggas in everywhere. The saying everybody can't go is literal. Yeah. Because when it comes down to it, people don't want everybody everywhere. So you got to have the important people around. That is very factual. So I'm glad that you have that working. I think what I've seen from like meeting you and being around you all and listening to the music and seeing the online personality, I think that the one thing that you need is exposure. And I think what you said hit the nail right on the head with like doing bigger shows, because you can make music till you blue in the face. You're either gonna strike gold or you're gonna be consistently putting out music that people like and build a fan base organically.
Absolutely.
But going to shows and getting bigger opportunities will definitely help it.
Absolutely.
It does it. If you walk on stage and there's 500 to 700 people in that crowd, and even if they don't know you, like you said, when they look you in your face and are astonished by what you do, you won them over. Yeah. So I got you on my list of people that I'd like to see more of that from. If I was just giving my own personal,
I appreciate
just looking
that.
at, from an outside view. What are some things that you maybe have coming up that people can check out, or things that you may have on the horizon?
So I actually just found out that I will be performing at Loudfest.
Nice, shout out to
November,
Loudfest.
which will be my biggest show.
Okay.
I couldn't answer that at first because you was asking which have I already done.
Yeah, space this shit out. We got a lot of time.
Will be the biggest show that I've done. Yeah,
nice.
it's been Houston. So if anybody's listening, y'all want to come, I would.
What
love
venue
to have you there. I don't. My manager has all of that for you.
We'll find out so y'all can know. Listen, we tell people to pull up. We want y'all to know where to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to that. Definitely shout out to that. Anything else outside of that?
A few more. What's the name of it? A fifth of. Babe, what is it? A fifth of. Oh, that's what it is. A fifth of something. Okay, fifth of something is the podcast.
Okay.
I have a interview with them coming up, and
nice. Shout out to them.
I think so far that is solidified with dates. That is all I have for right now. What? Undergrad. Okay. See, that's why she does everything.
Facts.
I just show up.
Have two heads are better than one. Okay. I don't remember nothing. Shout out to. I got you.
She does everything for me. Honey, I wouldn't even know what time I was going to be here today if it wasn't for her.
Facts. I'm not mad at her.
But that's why we work so well together. My job is this. She has her job. And get your ass up, get dressed. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
There
Take on this. I got you.
There
okay. Well, definitely. And like I said, if there's anything that I can do to help in the process, like I'm here, we'll tap in on the socials if we haven't done all that already. Let people know where they can find you and get all your information.
So I'm on all platforms. FT_MINX. That is Instagram. All my other platforms are FT.Minx, MINX. My album Stray, STRAY, is on all platforms. Spotify, YouTube, Apple, Deezer. I've never even heard of it, and I'm on that bitch.
Fire too. Okay, she's leaving that part out. The album is fucking fire. I like speaking for artists because I feel like artists come in and they be modest, and it's cool. But she has a fire fucking project that I've been listening to for the past 2 days. Okay, go get it if you haven't. Stream it. I wish she had a copy to sell me. I'd buy it right now. But that's just kind of where we are in this world that we at, man. But we got to support the local artists, and I hate the term local. Just support the artist. Doesn't matter what art that they're providing you or what you get from it. If it's quality, then support it by any means. And if it's something simple as a stream, then just stream it. You know what I mean? It's not a hard thing to do. But I definitely appreciate you all coming through. Like I said, any other time you got anything going on, my cameras are mobile. You got an event you want us to pull up to, I do a pretty good job of like, event footage. Even if I just pop up for a little bit, I'll make you look like a star.
Well, I wanted to tell you, thank you for having me. This is actually my first solid interview since any of my top model stuff I've done. So when it comes to music, this is my first. And I cannot wait, because I think big, right? Can't wait until I'm up there getting my awards and I'm on a red carpet, and then we come back here.
Facts.
And then we have this all over again, and then we have the same conversations with the new mindset, and I'm growing and you're growing, but everybody listening knows that it started here.
It's the goal.
It started here.
And I appreciate it, man. Listen, well, shout out to Minx. Shout out to her wife. Shout out to her manager. Shout out to her team. Shout out to Stray. Shout out to the Ag. Shout out to Joy McCoy, because we talked about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of that, man. We appreciate y'all coming through. And look for her wherever you can find her, man. We out of here.